£10 million. And at 8:30...
I might have a little surprise for you tonight.
Some famous fans present their favourite moments in a Dad's Army selection box.
He's doomed!
Wednesday night on BBC One.
Women spend a fortune on cosmetics, but do we get more than face value? For BBC One, Watchdog's Alice Beer reports.
DKNY, Uzbek Prada, Ralph Lauren, Dior, Escada. Dressed to kill, designer gear, but who'll be wearing it next year? Supermodel, label cheap, cosmetic catwalk, chic boutique, wrinkle-free, AHA, fancy bottle price to pay. All that I can say is when you're peeling back the layers, it's all just barefaced chic, cause beauty is skin deep.
Hello and welcome to Face Value, the programme that brings you fashion and beauty in close-up.
Tonight, makeup kits, £74 from Chanel, £11 from Sainsbury's. What's the difference? How to drop 2 sizes in minutes. Welcome back to the world of size 10. Creating a new Diana, courtesy of Asda and BHS. And designer shampoos, Nicky Clark versus a Superdrug cheapie.
Now, the biggest fashion news of the week, dubbed the jumble sale of the century. All Diana, Princess of Wales, had to do was announce she was clearing some space in the cavernous wardrobes of Kensington Palace. The world went mad. The end of high glamour was nigh. But is it really out with the Emmanuels and in with Asda? Wesley Kerr has been finding out.
Diana, Princess of Wales, is clearing out 65 of her poshest frocks. If you're 5'10", size 12, the good news is they'll fit. The bad news is they'll go for 100 times the original price. As the world's most famous clothes horse with hundreds of outfits, where do you start?
Eyes, hair, mouth, figure, dress, voice, style, movement, hands, magic, rings, glamour, face, diamond, excitement.
I came from the people, they need to adore me, so Christian Dior me.
It must be very hard for Diana to choose between things that she's sentimentally attached to and things that definitely have to go. I would imagine that some of the fashion mistakes have long disappeared from her wardrobe. The ones that the press is very happy to pick up on, that they found photographs of, a great many of those must have bitten the dust a long time ago and be passed on either to friends and family or be given to dressing up boxes, I would think, for playgroups.
What can a cast-out princess do with her cast-offs? Oxfam? Maybe. Or, like other posh people, take them to a designer return shop and get half the sales price.
Have Diana or any of her friends come in? Are they regulars here?
No, Diana hasn't been here yet, but quite a lot of her friends have come in, not to bring the clothes, but to buy the odd outfit.
So hand on your heart, if you had one of Diana's Versace numbers from a couple of years ago, how much would you ask for it?
Well, let's say if it's a jacket 2 years ago, Versace Black Label, which she probably paid £800-900 for. If it was in good condition, well looked after, she should expect to get about 200, 220.
But is it in good condition?
I have seen a lot worse.
Yes, well, it's not very well made, is it?
Diana's publicity machine claims the princess is phasing out haute couture for down-to-earth practical clothing. The minefields of Angola were her arena, but the trousers are Armani, the shirt Ralph Lauren, the shoes Gucci. Practical but hardly high street. If this princess really wants to go street, Watchdog Face Value has off-the-peg suggestions. First stop, Red or Dead, designer Wayne Hemingway.
Right, I don't want to call you Mum, because I feel a bit uncomfortable, so is Love alright?
Fine.
Right, love, let's get you some kit to wear then. So you're going to be using this for, like, visiting homeless and things like that, and now you're kind of more like the girl next door, aren't you?
That's right.
And being the girl next door, you've got to show kind of what normal people would wear, so we're not going to dress you up in some really outrageous stuff and really expensive stuff. We want you to look like British street fashion. So thinking about this skirt, because Eastern influenced fashion is going to be very big on the streets.
Not very practical in a minefield, though. Now that Di is only a semi-detached royal, surely she's less of a catch for designers.
Well, she's certainly a catch for British designers who kind of go for that semi-detached style. I mean, I'd love to dress her in kind of semi-detached stone cladding print or something like that. Just be perfect. Well, these are just the sandals to finish that outfit off, so I'm going to try them on. Are your feet clean?
They are.
Good.
Well, let me help you with your train.
This kind of Eastern look is de rigueur for this summer. And Jemima Khan could hold your train for you. You know,
But she's not here, so let's see how you look. It's still quite royal. Oh, yes.
She looks great.
Oh, yes. Total cost of the outfit, £200. Or how about BHS, fashion retailers with 140 stores nationwide? Why this outfit then for our dye look-alike?
Well, BHS have chosen this outfit both for its flattering colour and its contemporary style.
This is a woman with a £17 million divorce settlement. This is a woman used to the top couture fashion. Realistically, is she going to come to BHS?
Well, if she's watching tonight and she sees the outfit that we've put on, I think she'll be quite surprised, and we may see her walking through our doors.
And the total cost of this outfit, £171. Finally, Asda. Their catchphrase, everything you want from a store and a little bit more. But enough for a princess. Supermarket's clothes designer, George Davis. He set up Next in the 1980s. Now he's George at Asda.
Suede is key for the boot, particularly with that heel. And then we've got the relaxed lycra bootleg trouser, combining obviously with the hottest look this season's safari jacket, which you can either wear it smart, or you actually can I? Just tie it up. And you're still quite relaxed, and yet you're quite smart. And then you've got the top with a little bit of detail. That makes a great outfit. So I'm going to see you at George at Asda.
You might do.
Total cost of this outfit, just £95. But of course, it's all just a fairy tale. You don't have to believe a single word of it.
Designer shampoos in beautiful packaging. Celebrity gossip tells us Ulrika Johnson opts for Charles Worthington, Patsy Kensit uses Nicky Clark, and wait for it, Norma Major loves John Frieda. But for designer names and celebrity status, we are paying twice the price. Are they worth it? Jane Alexander reports.
Shampoo sales outstrip anything else in the beauty business, but with 600 different brands on the shelves, which way do I turn? This says it has a multivitamin protein charge complex to strengthen your hair from root to tip. This says it's the ultimate vitamin shampoo to leave your hair incredibly shiny, manageable and healthy. And this one has special bodifying polymers which make hair fuller and easier to style. Well, they all sound brilliant, but which do I choose? Philip Kingsley is a trichologist and expert on achieving healthy hair. With clinics in Harrods, Mayfair and New York, his clients include Jerry Hall, Cher and Barbara Streisand.
A shampoo can't protect your hair from heat styling damage. A shampoo can't nourish the roots. Shampoo can't prevent chlorine penetrating the hair shaft. Can't strengthen your hair. Can't filter UV rays. Can't repair your hair. Can't improve your scalp. Can't protect you from environmental damage. All shampoo should be frequent use. It's very unlikely that there's any difference between a designer shampoo and a high street brand of shampoo. People that use a designer shampoo, though, only buy it because they think it's going to do their hair more good.
We put the 3 best-selling designer shampoos to the test with the help of 3 of the cast of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Hello. Stephen, Nina and Kirsten? Yes. Steve, you get an awful lot of gunge thrown in your hair during the course of the show. So, in terms of washing it, it has to be done pretty thoroughly and pretty regularly.
Twice a day on Wednesdays and Saturdays when we have a matinee. So, so my ends are in a terrible state.
Oh, it's awful. So, Nina, what actually happens to your hair during the course of the show?
I have to wear 2 wigs, one in Act 1, which is a ginger wig, and one in Act 2, which is a black wig.
Do you have to wash your hair an awful lot?
Yeah, I try and wash it after the show, and I always wash it before I come to work as well, so it's normally about twice a day.
So, Kristen, do you have any particular preference of what sort of shampoo you use?
Not really, as long as I need lots of moisturiser and conditioner. And I'm not rich enough to have any designers.
So not necessarily designer shampoo?
No, just something that's going to do their job.
Our testers went for a consultation. What type of shampoo should they be using?
It's as rough and ready as...
Steve, you've got fine hair and you need to have some body in your hair. So I'm going to give you 2 shampoos, one expensive or one cheaper, for you to try.
The shampoos were decanted into clear bottles.
Neither the cast nor Philip Kingsley knew which one was which.
Your hair's quite over-processed chemically, but it's basically fine, so you need a shampoo for fine hair which has been chemically treated. Your hair's very frizzy and very curly and also very dry, so you need to have something that's going to re-moisturize it. One's expensive and one's cheaper.
The cast each had one half of their heads washed with a designer shampoo, the other with a shampoo from the high street. Could the expert tell the difference?
Of the ones we've tested, there doesn't seem to be any difference between a designer shampoo and any other shampoo.
What do the designers say to that? Nicky Clark, at £200 a haircut, the nation's most expensive hairdresser, is also the creator of his own best-selling designer shampoo.
We did actually have a top trichologist do a test with shampoo. There's a double-blind test where a cheaper shampoo is used on one side and a more expensive one on the other side, and one of them was yours. And he did say that the results showed very little difference between the two.
Over a period of time, it's going to be about how much the cheaper shampoos would maybe strip out the oils and things like that, which are not going to make it actually feel that great.
But it's not actually marketed. I mean, Nicky Clark shampoos are not actually marketed that you must use it over a period of time to get the effects.
No, I don't say that, but I mean, these are facts. I mean, the people that use our shampoos use it. They don't just use it once and then ditch them. You know, they use them over a period of time, and they will repeat buy because that actually makes their hair feel better.
Do the cast agree about the designer feel?
Not a major amount of difference. I think I'm going to go buy some Superdrug, definitely, because I preferred the smell. But Nicky Clark doesn't score very high in my books.
No, I preferred the Tesco's. It was a little bit better, but I'm afraid that Charles Worthington smells of curry powder.
I wouldn't waste money on designer shampoo unless John Frieda would come back and offer me a contract.
Out of every 10 items of clothing bought are taken back. They're exchanged or refunded. In America, they've given it a name. It's called unshopping. Who better to investigate than the absolutely fabulous comedienne Helen Lederer?
I've really done it this time. A lot of bad anxiety shopping. Look at this. I'm never going to wear it. I must have been very hormonally imbalanced. It's not going to fit, and it's wrong. It's just wrong. A lot of anxiety and stress. The only thing to do with these kind of garments is to take it back to those recycling shops, very trendy in Chelsea, the Frock Exchange, Change of Habit, A New Leaf. But it might be quite humiliating because they might reject them for having a hair on or something. Or I could do a Princess Di. Take it to Sotheby's. Pay the gas bill. There is another option. If Janice Keane doesn't like what she's bought, it goes straight back for a refund. Unshopping can be almost as much fun as shopping itself.
I'd like to bring this back. It does feel exciting to change something because you can start looking for something new and you get that feel of, oh, this looks nice, must have it, and then the money's back in your hand and you can start all over again.
Bye. Janice Keane is not a shopaholic, just someone who enjoys shopping. The fact that stores will now take clothes back without argument means she avoids huge bills.
Can I have my money back?
No problem. Do you have a receipt, madam?
Yes.
3 times out of 10, what she buys, she ends up taking back.
You don't have to think about how much you're spending or how much you're buying because you know that you can always get your money back. So it doesn't seem to really matter too much what you spend.
I suppose one could almost view it like going to a confessional where you actually have a symbolic act. You are physically handing over the goods, the guilty goods, across a counter, and a figure of authority, the salesperson, the representative of the shop, says to you, yes, you have returned them, you have done the right thing, and now you are financially exonerated from having bought those things yesterday. We've, in fact, rolled the clock backwards.
But will it work for me? I mean, I bought this for Hugh and Liz's premiere the other day, Extreme Measure. And I thought, well, nobody's flicked any fag ash on it, you know, didn't sweat much. I'll give it a try. What are you looking at? You telling me that you haven't thought about that? I'm sure you have. I can't believe it. They wouldn't take it back. They said I was trying it on. And I wasn't. Not literally. They wouldn't change this one either. They said I gave them the wrong receipt. And I had. Sainsbury's. Never mind. Though you can take things back, be warned. Shops don't have to refund you unless an item is faulty.
If there's nothing wrong with what you buy, legally you're stuffed because you're not entitled to take it back. But you can take it back if there's a returns policy. It's not a legal right. It's an extra that the shop will give you in order to tempt you back in again. It's their goodwill policy.
And tempting you to spend more is exactly what it's about. Which is why big chains such as Debenhams, Monsoon, Gap and Wallace now follow the path once trodden alone by Marks and Spencer.
We do feel that if people can come back and return something and get a refund without worrying about it and getting anxious about it, they will ultimately spend a lot more in the shop.
But what about those saddos who see a returns policy as just another excuse to go shopping?
You extend the process of shopping, which you obviously enjoy to begin with. In addition to that, of course, you're involving yourself in a wonderful servant-master relationship yet again, where in fact you're catered to, you're pampered, you're important. You're the person with the credit card, and there's someone else who has to cater to your every need.
But can smaller shops match the high street? Diane Fine's shop sells designer gear for children. She's trying to compete with the big names, but it's a tough job.
Thanks. Okay. Thank you. We can't often afford to have wads of stock out of the shop for months at a time. The stores tend to offer that sort of policy. You can take it out, refund. People will hold it for months before they ever bring it back. I mean, if we did that, we wouldn't have anything left on the shelves.
The stories I've heard of people bringing things back after 2 years, complaining that the colour's faded, or people damaging things and wanting their cash back. Not that I would ever do anything like that. Makes you think though, doesn't it? Makes you think.
They say the natural look is in, so why are we still spending 500 million, that's £500 million a year on foundation, powder and blusher? And do we have any idea what we're buying? Is the difference between this and this the label or the contents?
The more you spend on your makeup, the more expensive the packaging. But can you get the same effect using products from Sainsbury's, Boots and Chanel? We decanted the foundation, disguised the eye makeup and lipsticks and got a professional makeup artist to test them on identical triplets.
Karen, meet Vicky, Jane, Louise, or Jane, Louise, Vicky, I'm not sure.
Have a seat.
Okay, Karen, 1 set of triplets and 3 sets of products from 3 different makeup ranges, cleverly disguised by us. What we want you to do is to apply them, see how easy they are to apply and what kind of result you can get with them. Off you go.
Covering.
Karen Hartley is a professional television and film makeup artist who's worked on well-known faces such as Alison Steadman and Stephanie Beacham. She starts by applying foundation, essential to achieve a flawless complexion. But what's it made of?
Foundations are a combination of a moisturizer, a basic emulsion. It can be a cream or a lotion, a moisturizer in its own right. Then you've got a coverage agent, of course, and then the colours, pigment, dyes, whatever. So
Dr. Colette Hayden is an independent cosmetic pharmacist who trained in France and has worked for L'Oreal. She tested each of our foundations on paper, which behaves just like skin, to see whether the makeup moisturised, how it dried and what the finish is like. She was also looking for active ingredients like sunscreens and alpha hydroxy acids.
with Sainsbury's, I find a very good all-round formula, a good moisturizer in its own right, but I haven't found any specific skin treatment actives in the product.
So Sainsbury's has no frills, but the basic ingredients should do an adequate job.
Tiny bit dry. Not that easy to blend in, this one.
Going into Boots, here I find very much a similar formulation to Sainsbury's, not great differences in the formula, but some actives.
This is nice, this base. It's quite light. Let's try this powder. How does it feel? Does it feel quite light? Or?
When I go into Chanel, here it's interesting to know that I do not have more actives, no magic ingredients there, but looking at the basic formula, here I find perhaps more expensive raw materials.
Yes, this is really nice. This is lovely.
My, don't we all look glam? What do you think? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's great.
You look fantastic.
So how would you place this makeup range?
Cheap, I'd say.
And you're telling that basically from the foundation and the concealer? Or?
From the base and the concealer and the lipstick. To be honest, the lipstick, it wouldn't be a colour I would choose, and it was quite dry when it went on, and slightly, I didn't like the texture of it. I'd say it was quite cheap lipstick.
And what about the lovely Jane?
Well, the lovely Jane, the big plus with this one was the foundation. Really nice coverage to apply and easy to blend in, and very nice powder. The eyeshadow, not so keen on that.
Last but not least, Louise. What did you think?
Well, this was my favourite. Everything was wonderful. I loved the foundation. Everything went on beautifully. The colours are lovely, very modern. The only thing I wasn't so keen on was the mascara, which was a little bit cloggy, but other than that, lovely.
Karen Hartley's professional experience did not let her down.
You still have a career. That was Sainsbury's.
Thank you. Thank you.
The basics from Sainsbury's will cost you £11.50.
This was the biggest seller in the marketplace. This was number 7.
Boots number 7 is a little bit more expensive at £19.75.
This was Chanel.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Yeah, you can tell.
To get the basic Chanel products will cost you a lot more, £73.75. You can't really tell how good a makeup is until it's seen you through lunch. So off the triplets went to face hot chocolate and cheese on toast.
Your foundation's sunk in a bit, hasn't it? All 3 lipsticks haven't passed the cheese on toast test, have they? They've all nearly gone. And in actual fact, your one, the Chanel one, has lasted at least well. And your base is really good.
According to Karen Hartley, there are some things you shouldn't skimp on.
You're best to invest in a good foundation. Get one that really suits your skin type, skin tone, and that's really where you should be putting your money. I think with eyeshadows, we proved today, actually, that you can cut a few corners. Try them out. The Sainsbury's, I thought, for the money was very, very good. And eye pencils. Blushes, probably. You could go for medium. And lipsticks, really, I prefer the colour of the Chanel, but actually, at the end of the day, the lasting, they were all the same. None of them lasted very long.
It's a Monday, but is it a size 14 day, a size 12 day, or can I squeeze myself into a 10? Maybe not. I don't keep changing shape, but high street stores can't seem to agree on a standard size. It makes shopping a nightmare. Ollie Picton-Jones, fashion editor of the Daily Mirror, has been investigating.
The last time women were measured for British standard clothing sizes was back in the 1950s. But are women the same shape now as they were then? And do today's clothing sizes mean anything at all? Do you buy a 10, a 12, a 14 or a 16? Most of us seem to have a selection.
I have many different sizes in my wardrobe and it varies from shop to shop. In the end, I have to sort of buy sizes and then have to alter them to fit me.
If you run into a shop and see something you like, and then you get it home and it doesn't fit, and it's really annoying because you have to go and take it back.
This is our model, B. Crellin. Now, her vital statistics are 34, 26, 36, which, according to the British clothing industry figures, is a perfect size 12. Well, so let's have a look to see if a high street size 12 really fits. First stop, French Connection. Now, so how are these? Well, they look quite loose.
Bit big. Yeah.
So they're a 10, aren't they? And
Yes.
you're a 12. Well,
Yeah.
plenty of room in there, isn't there? And the top, that's a small, isn't it?
That's a 10, yeah.
Right, yes. Well, certainly cut big in French Connection. Or do they? 5 minutes later, a different outfit.
Right, well, these both are 12 and they fit perfectly.
Next, Miss Selfridge.
Look what I bought. I'm a Selfridge size 12.
Oh, it's a bit of a tight fit, isn't it?
I know it is meant to be fitted, but
that is ridiculous. And then on to M&S.
Right, well, this is my Marks and Spencer's 12.
Oh, that looks a bit big, doesn't it?
Well, it's all very well because being ample, but I mean, the thing is, you either need to get your sewing kit out or take it back and get another one, don't you? This really is way too big.
Now, any woman knows, shop at Wallace and the sizes will be big. But just how big?
Okay, that's 12. Right, yep. Looks like it might be a bit big on you. And that's the 12.
The biggest size 12 we saw.
Okay. This is the 8.
Ooh, perfect fit. Look at that. That's one way to drop 2 dress sizes in half an hour. Well, the high street stores just don't size to the same body measurements, and apart from running from store to store and trying on dress after dress, just how do you know what size you are? These are the base measurements the shops use for size 12, but they're all over the place.
Because so many clothes are washed and dyed after they're made up now, you can get more of a variation in fit. It's up to the stretch of the fabric as well. That can actually change dramatically between fabrics. Some patterns can be minute because of the stretch of the fabric.
But why do the sizes vary so much from shop to shop?
Well, manufacturers tell us it depends on the age range and the type of women that they cater for, and they adjust their sizes accordingly. For instance, younger girls tend to be smaller around the middle than older women. But it doesn't seem to have helped us with our shopping today, does it? The Burton Group, covering a host of high street names, is now starting to take this seriously and saying the unsayable: size matters.
Without clear definition in the British standard as to exactly what a 10, 12, 14, 16 constitutes, British retailers are really left to their own devices and have to really relate to their customer in terms of how they define their sizes. A lot has changed since 1954. Gone is corsetry, and in is a much more natural body shape. Diet and lifestyle has changed, and that all leads to the assumption that the body shape has obviously changed in line with that.
Welcome to the Zip Files. The Burton Group is now paying for research at Nottingham Trent University into the shapes of 2,500 women. Using video cameras, their body imaging scanner takes 50 points on the body and measures them from 2 different angles.
If you can relax your shoulders, look straight at the camera and lift your arms out in a bit of a
The results are fed directly into the clothing computer. Within a few seconds, the computer processes the information, averages it out, and produces the definitive size guide.
And believe me, it's a difficult task, because most people have only the perception of the labels in their clothes. Most women don't know what their actual measurements are. And it's true to say that with almost no exceptions, the pear shape is alive and well and living in the UK.
The study will be finished in 3 months, and on the basis of the results, at least one group of stores will be ripping up the rule book. Size 12s that really mean size 12. But if the truth really is out there, I certainly don't want to see it.
That's it for this edition of Watchdog Face Value, but we're back next week with this.
Handmade for £3,000 or £30 on the high street. How much should we pay for a pair of shoes? And undies, a Valentine's guide for blokes, the lacy way to a woman's heart.
That's Watchdog Face Value, Monday night, 7:30, BBC One. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Phil made big promises, but can he live up to them in the sober light of day? EastEnders on BBC One next.
It's all just barefaced chic, 'cause beauty is skin deep.
Last time those girls met,
You know what happens when you're pregnant.
now they're the best of chums.
I want to see one stretch mark.
As Ruby opens her tuck box,